Now we will look at the bag acknowledgement entry. In the system, for bag movement, there is a single entry. Either bag issuing department or receiving department does the entry of bag movement. If the issuing department is moving the bag to another department, receiving department can acknowledge the bag. When bag is moved from location A to location B, it is understood that now the bag belongs to location B and is in the custody of B location. Now, sometime it is required that the supervisor of location B is not willing to take the responsibility of those bag without acknowledging the bag movement entries. Now, to start the bag acknowledgement option, user need to set the given option in the headmaster as yes. The option has been asked in the headmaster in the 4th tab, acknowledgement required in bag movement entries. This option needs to be set as yes. After this option is set as yes, when the issuing department is moving a bag from location A to location B, the receiving department, that is location B, needs to acknowledge the bags first. Till the location B does not acknowledge these bags, it will not be shown in the WIP of B location. And after acknowledging only, the bags will be shown in the WIP of B location. For this to implement first, user needs to require the rights for the departments with respect to the user. In the parameter param type user, need to set the rights for the valid production location. For example, the respective user will be given rights to the selective locations only. For example, over here, the user PS has the rights of only casting location. Now, when the user will move the bags belonging to casting location to some other location, the bag will be in unacknowledged states. We'll take a look at the entry first. After assigning the rights of the location to the given user, we will do a bag movement entry from location casting to filing. Here we add the voucher for casting location. When the bag acknowledgement option is set as yes, it is must to specify the location over here. As you can read the message, default from bag location cannot be blank. Here the user has moved bag number 44 from casting location to filing location, and as you can see, the acknowledgement option is showing no, that the bag is still unacknowledged. Same way we will move the another bag. Now to acknowledge this bags, user will need to fetch the given voucher in the bag acknowledgement entry. Now if the same user tries to acknowledge this bag, system gives the error message saying, since no access to the location, cannot change the acknowledgement to VS, cannot delete the acknowledge bag. Now we will try to acknowledge this bag with the user code who has the rights to the to location, that is filing location. So I will log out from the system and log in as a different user. Company code, then another user, select the required database, go to bag acknowledgement entry, select the respective voucher. Now as this user has access to all the location, he can acknowledge the bag. And now after this bag gets acknowledged, the WIP location for these bags will be filing location. After bag acknowledgement entries, we will look at the other bag transactions like bag split, bag merge, rejections and melting. Now we will see the bag split entry. As the name suggests, it is used to split the bags into the multiple bags. Through bag split, user can also transfer the quantity and RM from the bag of one order to another. Bag split is generally used when among the lot of 5 pieces bag, user needs to reject a single piece. User can also use the transfer quantity option in the bag split entry. In the case where the urgent shipment needs to be done and pieces are still not ready, and it is possible that the same design is ordered by another clients and ready for the export, but it is not so urgent. So user may wish to transfer these pieces to the urgent order and for the shipment. So he will use the transfer quantity option given in the bag split entry. The bag split entry either provides for a multiple issue and a single receipt, or a single issue and a multiple receive. Now we will take the example over here. We'll add a voucher. Now we'll take an example of a bag split entry. For doing a bag split entry, user may take a new bag or may use a existing bag itself. Here in this example, I will take a new bag. In the bag opening entry, I will generate a new bag. Here I have already generated a new bag 47 with 0 quantity in filing location, and now wants to transfer, split the bag, that is 44 with the 2 pieces. Here I enter the bag number and want to issue the RM and the quantity 1 piece, and click on the copy RM button. After clicking on copy RM button, system issues, that is WIP issues the RM for 1 piece to the XE location. And when I enter the bag, the receiving bag, and click on the copy RM button, in this case the WIP receives the RM from the exceed location. Here If the user wants to edit the weight, he can edit the same over here, and accordingly the RM will be copied to the receiving bag. Here in the bag split entry, user can have either multiple received or the multiple issues. Now we will take an example of transfer quantity. First I will delete this transaction. In the case of transfer quantity, user need to mention the quantity over here. I have mentioned the quantity as 2. The same bag number which is issuing the quantity and the RM, and then the next bag number, the receiving bag. Here the user need not mention the quantity as the quantity is already mentioned over here. Now as we can see over here, in the bag number 44, bag contains the gross weight of 5.05 grams, whereas this bag has a 0 gross weight, which means it is empty. Now when the user clicks on transfer RM, system shows the message, asks a question to start raw material transfer, yes or no. On the click of go button, system will automatically transfer the quantity and the RM from the bags. Now as we can see over here, the bag number 44 has issued gold and round diamonds to the XC departments, and the same has been received in the bag number 45. Now when we see the bag details, and the gross weight in the bag has become 5.05. There is a voucher summary button. User can see the summary over here. How much gold and diamond has been issued from WIP location and how much is received in XC location. Now we will see the next entry, that is rejection. Here is the rejection voucher number, date, voucher lock yes or no, the description for the rejection voucher. If required, user can mention the rejection code over here, which will be used in the case of RFID copy. The rejection code and the bag issue receipt. These two options are used in the case of RFID copy option. User can leave it blank if wants to enter the records manually. User should enter the bag number which needs to be rejected. The bag contains 2 pieces which will be now rejected. User should mention the rejection code, that is the reason for the rejection. Here we have opened just one reason for rejection. Ideally there should be numerous reasons for the rejection and user should select the required one. The location by which the rejection is happening. If required, user can edit the location. User can see the RM summary, the bag details, Here we complete the understanding of rejection entry. After bag gets rejected, the next step is to melt the bag. Add a voucher, specify the location, the RM from location and to location. The RM from location will be WIP and the to location can be stock of melting, so that when the bag gets melt, the RM of the bag will move to stock of melting location. Then specify the bag number which needs to be melted. Click on empty RM button. The RM will be moved from WIP location to stock of melting location. Here we have finished understanding of all the bag transaction available in the system. After the bag entries are done, we will see the finished goods transaction. There are finished goods bag entry which will be used to move the bags from WIP to FG location. The finished goods bag return entry. In the case if any bag needs repair after it's get transferred to FG, then user needs to move the bag from FG to WIP. For this, system has provided for finished goods return entry. Then the finished goods bag movement. Here and the system provides for the various FG sublocations, so that user can move the finished goods pieces from one sublocation to another FG sublocation. First we will see the finished goods transaction. This is the finished goods entry, where after the production is completed on the design, the respective bags are transferred to the finished goods location. First we will add a voucher over here. The bag from location. It is the process location from where the bags are to be moved to the finished goods entry. For example, I take the process location as FQC, which means that the bags belonging to FQC can be taken to finished goods. If the bags belonging to other locations are to be moved in the FG location, system will not allow it. Then the FG sublocation, it is the default sublocation to which a user is intending to move all the bags to. Then SEO password. User can specify the SEO password if required to overrule some checks in the system. Next is RM from and to location. In the case of FG, when the pieces are moving from WIP to the FG, the RM will also get transferred from the WIP to the FG location. Next, user can enter a bag number over here. As there is no bags lying in the FQC location now, system is not showing any help for the bags. Now we have moved one bag to FQC location. Now which is showing in the help now. This is the design code which system has brought automatically on entering of bag number. the quantity in it, the gross weight, the respective order number and the sublocation. If the user wants to edit the sublocation over here, he can do so. Then click on the copy button. It is showing the error message for tolerance. Now to overrule this tolerance, user can enter the SEO password. And now again copy the same bag. Is now allowed. This way user can enter various bags to move to the FG sublocation. Here system displays the gross weight for the voucher and the quantity in a voucher. Copy bags button. Here user has the option to bulk copy the bags from WIP location to FG. Then user can enter the export details over here. User can assign the invoice number in which a particular bag will be shipped or the packing list number. User can also specify the export number. After this bag is shipped, system updates the dispatch quantity over here. Then the summary button. Here the summary is displayed at a different level. User can take a different group by options over here to view the summary. User also has the option to copy the bags via RFID. Now, after finished goods entry, we will take a look at the finished goods movement entry. We'll add a voucher. This entry is basically used when a bag needs to be moved from one sublocation to another sublocation. User can mention the default sublocation over here, which will be copied for all the bags in the grid. The description for the voucher will specify a bag number over here, which needs to be moved to another sublocation. Now this bag will be moved to the closeout location. Same way, user can add various bags over here to move to another location, that is sublocation. Here also user has been provided with the copy bags option to be used for bulk copy and the RFID copy. Save the voucher. Now we will move to the next entry, that is FG return entry, which is basically used to move the bags from FG location, that is from finished goods location, to the WIP location for some repair purpose. Again we'll add a voucher over here. After adding a voucher, system will bring the bag to location, which is set as a default in the character parameter. The SEO password if required. The from and to location. In the case of FG return, where the bag is moved from the FG to WIP location, The RM will also move from the FG to W. Enter the bag number. As a tolerance error is coming, user can specify the SEO password to overrule this check and specify the bag number, and again click on copy. Now here the RM will be moved from FG location to WIP location. This way user can pass a FG return entry. Here also user has been given the copy bags option for the bulk copy, the RFID copy option, can save voucher over here. Here we complete the understanding of finished goods transaction. After completing all bag transaction in the system, we will have a look at the raw material transaction, the loose transactions which are not into the bag, and from stock locations. First we will see the purchase entry. Here we'll add the voucher, the date of the voucher, the RM from to location. Here after purchase the stock will be received in the stock of diamond from the external purchase location. Then the voucher lock yes no option. If user wants to lock the voucher, he can specify the value as yes, and to unlock this voucher user can specify the SEO password if required, the description for the voucher. Then user has option to specify the lot number for the stocks received. This is the default lot number which will be copied to the grid level transactions. Then user can specify the supplier code for whom purchase is being made. Here the currency code of the supplier is US dollars, and this is the conversion rate with respect to the base currency. In our case it is rupees, so the conversion factor from US dollar to rupees is 63.42, which has been picked up from the date table. Same over here. This is the conversion factor with respect to rupees currency, which is also a 63.42. The supplier name. If wants to mention the payment terms, can specify over here. For example, within 20 days. Then the bill number. User can specify the bill number and date. Same over here. BOE number. And date against each, that is bill number and BOE number. Now here user can enter the RM code which has been purchased in this voucher. Will take a purchase of round diamonds. If want to specify the lot number, can generate a lot number, new lot number through this button. Lot round 001. System will get the lot number over here. Can specify the size details, stock rate if needs to be mentioned, pieces per carat, and will enter the weight. That is 5 carats 80 cents has been purchased. Will mention the purchase rate for the same, maybe $300. and the purchase amount being 1740. Same way user may keep on adding the RM code for which purchase has been made. System will copy the lot number from the previous row, and if requires, user can edit the same. The size details, pieces per carat, the total weight which has been purchased. Here we can see after entering the weight and pieces per carat, system automatically brings the quantity, that is pieces per carat multiplied by the weight. System will get the quantity, RM quantity over here, and after entering the purchase rate, system has automatically calculated the stock rate. As we can see over here, as the purchase is being made in the dollars, but system has converted the dollar rate into the rupees and has bring the stock rate in base currency, that is rupees. Now here also we'll enter the purchase rate, that is $250. As stock rate option has been enabled only for round diamond, system has calculated the stock rate for the rounds, whereas for baguette system has not calculated the stock rate. Here user can mention the description for each transaction in the detail grid over here if required. Now in today's scenario, most of the times the diamonds are being received for a particular order. So if user needs to enter order number over here for which the particular diamond has been purchased, user can mention so. And if want to mention the design code, mention the design code over here. Now after entering this order details and design details, system can copy the same to the custom purchase entries also. Here system is displaying the net amount, that is the RM amount which is being purchased, the purchase amount. And if user wants to mention any freight amount, commission, insurance and sales tax like other charges, can mention the same. And here is the total amount, that is summing up all these amounts will get us the total amount. The total quantity in the voucher and the total weight in this voucher is displayed over here. User can have the voucher summary which will display the weights which has been received in the stock of diamond. User can select a required group by options to view the summary. The copy option, user here have the option to copy the transaction from previous purchase or sales entry or the moment entry. The button is used to generate a new lot number, and if the user is using return memo module, he can use the return copy from return option in case of return memo. User also has the option to copy the RM over here based on the DT or the melting entry. Copy from DT is usually used in the case of flute modules, where the external office already make the transaction in the bags through Dreamweaver or MSTSC, and then after the DT is done, purchase is being made in the system through a copy from DT option. User also has been provided with the import from Excel option, where the data can be imported in purchase entry through Excel. We'll take an example of Excel file and show you how it is to be imported in the purchase entry. Now we will see the import Excel option in the purchase entry. First we will have a look at the Excel sheet, the structure of the Excel sheet, that is RM code, then the required length sieves details, lot number, stock rate, pieces per carat, RM quantity, RM weight, the purchase rate and the purchase amount, description. User can enter the order number also over here and the design code if required. User can leave the purchase amount field blank, so system will calculate it automatically. Now we'll import this sheet into the purchase entry. Click on Import Excel button. Specify the path. After the path is selected, specify the sheet number and the row from to, and then click on Go button. System will copy the details accordingly from the Excel sheet. Now there is a change date option which will allow the user to change the date of the voucher number. Now we will move to the next entry, that is custom purchase entry. Both the entries are same. The only difference over here is that the purchase entry keeps a track of the physical stock, whereas the custom purchase keeps a track of the book stock in the system. In the system, there is a provision of maintaining two stocks. In system, the book stock is the custom stock. When the RM comes into the stock, actually you enter it into the purchase entry. It increases your actual and physical stock in the system. And when you receive the bill for the same, to show it officially in the books, you need to copy the purchase entry to the custom purchase entry, which increases your stocks of the books. Now we will add a custom purchase entry over here. Same for diamond. The voucher date, voucher lock yes or no, the password to unlock the voucher, the description at the voucher level if any, the supplier for whom the purchase is being made, the conversion rate as explained in the previous entry, that is the purchase entry, the bill number, bill date, use before date. Actually in the custom there is a rule that the particular stock needs to be used within a particular period of time. So user need to enter the use before date over here. It is usually 3 years for the diamonds from the date of the purchase. So we'll enter the date as 1st October 2018. Then the import type, whether it is an actual import or a deemed import. It's an actual import. Then the bill of entry number, BOE date. If the given purchase is being made for a particular customer, then we can enter the customer code over here. Then the import category, whether the import category is imported items or indigenous item, which is used in the shipping bill and the GSP detail letter to bifurcate the item based on the imported items and the indigenous items. Then user can mention the payment terms for the purchase, like pay within 60 days. Now, as we have already made the physical purchase entry, we can copy it to the custom purchase entry. So we'll use the copy button over here. We'll enter the source voucher number. The group by options. These are the group by options by which user can copy the purchase entry to a custom purchase entry. The most detailed level is being option 1, where one custom purchase record is copied for each purchase record entered in the purchase entry. Now option 2, as in the customs, no one prefers to keep the stock too much in detail. So the user usually opts for opt 2, which groups the record by the customs code and the rate. Next is option 3, where the grouping is done based on the customs code, RM code and the rate. And next is being option 4, where the records are grouped by customs code, RM code, the range size and the rate. The most popular option is option 2. Then copy size detail, yes or no. As we are selecting option 2, copy size will not be applicable. The copy size option is applicable only in case of option 1, where one record corresponding to each purchase record is copied to the custom purchase entry. Then click on go button. The system has bring the customs code, the RM code and other details from the purchase entry to the custom purchase entry over here. Here system has also bring the order number details and the design detail in the custom purchase entry. The details over here like order number, design, RM code, all these are applicable only when the user has the auto custom module enabled. Here this is the RM weight which is being purchased, the balance weight to match, then the purchase rate, purchase amount, close yes no. Sometimes when a very minimum balance is available in the given entry, user usually opts to close the record, so which will not be shown in the books of the customs. And when user close this voucher, the system will update the close date over here. And when the balance weight becomes 0 over here, system will automatically update the tag over here as yes and will get the close date also. The detail asked over here is same as the purchase entry. The total quantity, weight and the balance weight in the given voucher. Now here we complete the understanding of custom purchase entry. We'll move to the next entry, that is sales. The purpose of this sales entry is to do the loose sale of the RM, the date of the sales from RM location to RM location. From RM location will usually be the stock location, and to location will be the sales location, that is external sales location. The voucher lock yes no option, SEO password to open the lock, description at the voucher level, customer code for whom the sales is being made, the currency code of the customer, and the conversion factor with respect to the base currency. This is the conversion factor with respect to the rupees currency, customer name, the payment terms. Here in the sales entry, the stock of diamond is issuing round white SI1 with size details, the stock rate 5000 pieces per carat, the quantity and the weight to the external sales location. The sales rate is being 5000 rupees and the sales amount is 2500. Here also user has the option to copy the entry from the Excel option, the voucher summary, after the sales transaction. We will move to the next transaction, that is raw material issue. The raw material issue entry is basically used to move the loose stock of diamond, color stone and various other RM categories from one stock location to another stock location. For example, in the case of gold, we'll take the CHR as GLD, gold movement. We'll add a voucher. Here the default RM from and to location is stock of central and stock of filing. That is, the movement will be done between stock of central and filing. Voucher lock, the SEO password, the description at the voucher level. Usually the customer code, customer name, payment terms are not relevant in the case of movement entry, but still if the user wants to mention any required details, can mention it over here. We'll take the location as stock of casting instead of stock of central, as it is a invalid location. Stock of casting is issuing G14 yellow, $5 grams to stock of filing. Same way, stock of casting may issue accessories also, like chain, 3 pieces of chain weighing 2.5 grams. And so on. User can add various lines over here. Now same way the movement can be done for other raw material also, like diamond, color stone, accessories, etc. Here user has been provided with the option like voucher summary, copy options. User can copy the movement transaction from the source as movement entry, some previous existing transactions of movement, purchase entry, sales entry, etc. There is already an option to copy from the DT entry or the melting entry. After copy from DT and melting, user also has the option to move the RM from stock location mentioned in the header to the stock location mentioned in the to location of the header of the voucher. User need to specify the RM category and the RM code from to and click on the go button so that the RM will be transferred from the stock of central to the stock of filing location. Here we complete the understanding of movement entry, that is raw material movement. Next we will see the conversion entry of the RM. The conversion entry takes care of the raw material conversion. For example, conversion of pure gold to the caratage or vice versa. The conversion entries can be used for diamonds also in case of revaluation of the stock. We'll take an example of gold conversion first. The date of the conversion, the from location, the stock location basically, and the to location is XC. It is must that one of these location should be XC. Then voucher lock, yes or no, the SEO password, the description for the voucher. Now here in the entry, the stock of casting is issuing pure gold, that is G24 of 100 grams to the XC location. As this entry we are doing for converting the pure gold to the caratage gold, will issue alloy also. (32 grams). Now when the pure gold and alloy is issued, against this will receive the 18 karat gold. Here at the down, system is displaying us the net weight, which means against G24 of 100 grams we should receive the G18W of 132.667 grams. But in the process of alloying, we don't get the full weight and some of the weight needs to be moved to the loss of alloying. Now for example, physically we receive 131 gram of gold from the XC location, and rest of the gold which is not recovered goes to loss of alloying location. System will help us with the data over here in the net weight, which we can enter over here. Now as the net weight becomes 0 over here, now system will allow us to save the record, or else if the net weight is not 0 over here, system will not allow us to save the voucher. The data has been saved. Now if we change the weight over here, that is 1 gram, now the net weight is showing a non-zero value, which will give the error. that net pure RM weight should be 0 for each category other than alloy. So we must take care that net weight should become 0 over here. Now same way we will take an example of diamond also, diamond conversion entry. Diamond conversion entry is basically used to reevaluate the diamonds lying in the stock locations for long period of time. Here we'll issue the stock of diamond, the round diamonds of size 1.5, stock rate 100, quantity being 100 and weight is 5 carats. And against this we'll receive the same quality of 150 rupees, the same quantity and the same weight. Now previously the diamonds which was valued at $100 now will be valued at $150. And now we can save this voucher. On click of save button, system will display a message. The total amount is not in acceptable limit. Do you want to save the record? Which means that even the net weight for the RM category diamond has become 0, but the amount is not yet 0 because we had issued a diamond of $100 and receiving a diamond of $150. So system will show us the message. But if the user still wants to save the records, can click on yes and will save the voucher. Here we complete the understanding of loose RM transactions.